Okay, this is so much of an idea that I have to do a voice recording instead of a talk into my memos text thing. So it's going to be all over the place. But this is for play school, basically for the new school system, which would be, we would every child from the beginning of when they're born and mobile should be encouraged to play and use their imagination. The whole point would be to have adults, preferably parents, that have a monitored watch over them for most of the time, of course, because as they get older, you give them more space without guidance and supervision. But as they're younger, you start with playing and imagination, and you let them develop their own set of skills. Of course, you help them understand words and letters and numbers. Those are the essentials. We don't hit things like history and all that kind of stuff until they get to be teenagers. We can, of course, through everyday activity, the past will come up, like presidents and things like that. But essentially, those things, I'm sorry to say, are not that important to a child. A child does not need to know about politics. A child does not need to know about finance until they get to be, in their early teens, maybe 10, 12 kind of age. But anyway, until that age, we don't slam them with anything that is too unimportant. We let them focus on developing who they are as an individual, as we also show them that we are all people who have different ideas and tendencies, but essentially are all the same, just beings trying to learn how to use this awesome body that we have in the most efficient way, and learn what we're capable of, not what we're limited to. Of course, when negative interactions or harmful things arise, you intervene and make sure that they're safe. But we would need people to be willing to have a fun school. It would be play school. Like the first 20 minutes would be playing, and then a half hour of silence and meditation. Of course, we'd have, like, as age according, we'd have guided talks where they could listen to something, or we could have a guided room, a music room, and a silent room. And if they try each one and see which kind of meditation they like, and of course it'll be a little hard to get kids to calm down, but you don't overly discipline them for it. You speak to them about it and help them calm down, and you learn to be patient, completely patient with each individual. You don't think that any of them have to be treated exactly like the other, but you show them all equal respect and patience and acceptance. That's the difference. You don't say, Kim, Tom, Jen, Joanne, and Sarah, you're all going to do these things. You got to get 100 out of 100 on this thing. It's going to be a little more difficult because you're not grading them on their aptitude. You're helping them develop a good attitude and a personality that is socially not acceptable, but blendable with their own traits being something they can take along with them and show others, like, look, this is the magnificent characteristics that make me the individual, and I too understand what we all are. See, nobody's focusing on that. They're focusing on the idea of the 18th century till 2000. There's a little bit of history in between, or from before and all that kind of stuff, when you look deeper. But most of the stuff is all like, industrial and factories and finance and money, because none of those things were anything until we made them something. And we got to go backwards, and not even these people that are saying, like, we should have classes in school that show you how to manage money. No, that's not the problem. The problem is that we think money matters, and it doesn't. We don't need money to live. We just believe, and for some reason we allowed people who we look at, some people look at, and think that we have to remain in this government of people who oversee our activities, when all it does is takes common sense and compassion towards others to have a world that operates correctly without having to have, Big Daddy or Officer Smith or, Politician Reynolds, breathing down your back saying you can't do this and you can't do that, and we all have to follow these laws and pay this amount of money to these people we don't even see who have these $1,000 dinner banquets for each person. Why are these people having these expensive things on our behalf when half the country doesn't agree, if not more than half? But all I'm saying, I went off the school topic, but with the school topic, we'd focus on animals, plants, life, food, compassion, interaction with each other, moving our bodies and being physical, having a clear mind and learning how to voice your opinion without feeling like you can't be accepted. We teach people to be themselves and feel free and talk about the things that bother them instead of holding it in, and that's not acceptable because people don't like that. You're not like everybody else if you do this. We encourage that. Anyway, there's a lot more involvement going into it, and when we write these guided, meditations and these do-alongs with the kids so that they learn certain things, and it's a fun way to learn music and creativity and action, and we dance and we do exercise, but in fun ways, and all these different kind of things. But it would be nice to have some people work together to come up with some ideas. But if I have to do it all myself, I will, because I care and I want this world to be a better place because of me, not because I'm here just alive, but because I'm going to apply myself to make some kind of difference that everybody could if they tried just a little bit. If everybody stopped where they are, had a positive attitude, and just tried a little bit. They don't have to try that hard. If everybody stopped harming each other and thinking badly of whatever has happened up until this point right now, say pause. Nothing else that I just heard of yesterday has to remain a factor in my life, because I'm starting right now. And I'm saying I have a positive attitude, and I'm going to try my best to be kind to everybody. And that's as simple as it has to be. From that point of kindness, you're going to want to try and to interact and to be part of things. If you feel accepted, basically the problem that we're having now is the younger generations would be able to learn this faster, because the older generations are set on the whole, survival mode, kill or be killed, eye for an eye, fairness and equality, when their ideas of fairness and equality are give me what the richest person has, and I don't care if anyone else is poor, I just want what the richest person has. That's what people's idea of equality and fairness is. Equality and fairness are never going to be equal or fair unless they abolish the idea of money. And once they do that, things are going to be so corrected. But there's greedy people who, in a situation we're in right now, will not get rid of the fact, or don't want to let go of the fact that they have money and they're powerful. But their power is more important to them than a thriving country, than a world that works together. Not just a thriving country, because honestly, I don't even see myself as an American. I just happen to live here, because now I just see all the joke that everything is. Everything's just, it's a big joke now. Like our politicians and our TV and everything that's news coverage on the government and media, it's all just a friggin' sitcom. There's nothing, you can't even take it seriously anymore. And I'm sorry if I get distant or blurry, because I'm washing my hands and drying them off on a towel with my phone sitting down. But anyway, I'm just saying, this world could use a lot of help. And it takes people to stand up, even though there's going to be government and authority figures who disagree. We're not going to be vulgar and violent. So it's not going to be that disagreeable for them after a while, when they think, oh no, now we just have to give up the idea that we're more powerful or more important or more influential than them. But once we realize that nobody can make us do anything, if we're not harming them and we play along with the rules for now, we can make changes. And I'm saying play along with the rules as in be fair. If you don't like a law or whatever, get enough people and fight back, but fight back with compassion and understanding, and not fists and guns, with words and actions. Way easier, way less painful for anybody. It's not going to be that hard. You're the leader if anybody's ready to follow. I'm not even saying follow. I'm saying, how about we're all leaders side by side taking it on together? That's what we should be doing. That's what we're supposed to be doing with the animals and the plants all together, because we're all here. It's one big body. And once you understand that completely and grasp that idea and really get it, you won't have a problem getting along with everybody and everything. You'll have a hard time trying to act angry. My daughter was missing yesterday, and I thought the worst of the worst, and I was like, I'm not mad. It's the person that did something to it. It upsets me and hurts me that I might never see my daughter again. But I never once let myself think so badly that I wouldn't see her again. I just kept thinking, whatever it is, I'm going to see her again. Whatever it is, I'm going to see her again. I would not let the thought, I mean, of course, I thought, like, what could happen, but I was like, that's not it. And get that thought out of my head. She's fine. And I would picture her, and I was saying, oh, hi, honey, I missed you. And I kept picturing her mom texting me or her brother texting me and saying, she's at school. You know what I mean? And that's exactly what happened. But I still don't know what happened, but I just know that was really, really fascinating. And all I could do is not allow myself to feel upset about it. But I mean, maybe it's a coincidence, and maybe that's just a good example of how we work ourselves up thinking the worst. But either way, I got off topic again. But as of the topic we were on, school, you know, this play school, and the idea that I have is so great because people will not only have fun, they will enjoy learning, they will enjoy being around each other, and they will feel accepted, and they won't feel like an outcast. Even what we would call that this day and age, somebody who dresses differently or sticks out, they wouldn't be an outcast. They would just be another person who has their unique traits, and we would accept it. We would teach that from the beginning. I mean, the people that are a little older have to let go of their prejudices and all the things that they have against what has happened to them up till now. And now we can change instantly, because we're changing anyway. Every day we change. But why let it change for the worse and hold on to the bad things? Create the good things and let go of the bad things. Anyway, I love you. Talk done. Peace.